Onegai My Melody is a stunningly sweet-hearted and surprisingly mature animated series about the nature of dreams, their function to humankind, and their absolution. The premise is rather simple and trope-heavy, featuring a traditional, naive and bubbly protagonist contrasted with a brooding and grumbling antagonist. Onegai My Melody, however, plays with these tropes in rather thoughtful ways, asking us to look beyond the simple stereotypes in our media. At its heart, Onegai My Mellow is an isekai with a rather intentionally moronic inciting incident. You see, there's this world parallel to our own, titled Maryland, and it's full of happy-go-lucky cutesy animal blobs who live carefree lives. Perhaps a bit too carefree. Carefree enough to accidentally foster lifelong grudges. In Maryland, forgiveness is expected by default. Concepts like fairness aren't particularly meaningful, and anyone who has a problem with the fluffy sweetness of it is just weird and bad. Our protagonist My Melody survives this harsh, sugary landscape because, well, she is the sweetest and fluffiest thing of all. She's forgetful, lacking in any particular moral outlook, and believes everyone to be her friend, harboring no ill will toward others. This infuriates her rival Kuromi, who actually does care about things like justice, fairness, and sensibility. Kuromi is eventually driven so mad by My Mellow's antics that she swears revenge, fleeing to the human world with magical artifacts, intending to gather dark power. My Mellow, incorrectly interpreted as an accomplice herself, is ordered to stop Kuromi using her own magical tools. In the human world, Melody ends up with a partner in the sweet-hearted, clumsy, compassionate Uta, and Kuromi ends up paired with the calculating, apathetic, stoic violinist Hiragi. From there, the cast explodes to include Uta's classmates, of whom Hiragi is also a member, her neighbors, acquaintances, wider friend groups, and all of them become entangled in splendid magical shenaniganry. Every episode involves a peek into one or more person's deepest desires. Kuromi and her loyal goon Baku then bring said desires to life using nightmare magic, allowing us to see the variance and complexity of each soul laid bare. It's ultimately a Monster of the Week format, wherein we're treated to the stunning complexity and deep-seated nature of people's innermost wishes. Someone might go utterly mad trying to chase something completely unattainable, lose track of what truly matters, and spiral into larger-than-life destructive desperation. It's a beautiful reflection of humanity at large, detailing all that we pine for and how we might grow better as people. If the nightmare magic is resolved in a healthy fashion, and the person afflicted by it grows stronger, a pink note is then produced. But if instead the afflicted individual enjoys their nightmare, a black note arises. Collecting 100 pink notes will combat the world's end, but 100 black notes will ensure it. As simple as the premise is, it's given real depth by the sheer wealth of characters and characterization. Onegai My Mellow teaches us about the subjectivity in beauty, the complexity and difficulty of real relationships. It deconstructs the ideals of naive good and cynical evil, thoroughly dismantling not only their superficial appeal, but the traumas, entitlement, and passion associated with such concepts. Every scene, every piece of dialogue, every character has some humorous poetic twist to it, ensuring there's always more than you'd expect, while still keeping the overall theme simplistic and the tone light. The series also cares a lot about continuity, and although it is a largely episodic slow burn, it never forgets its characters, even the minor ones, or the role they play in the overarching romantic narrative. Every meaningful interaction between cast members is tirelessly exhausted, squeezing every last drop of character development from the bottle until you come to see everyone not just as cartoonish avatars, but genuine people. Just really, really goofy genuine people. Everything is exactly as serious and heartfelt as it is absurd and baffling. When something does change with the show's dynamics or stakes, it feels earned, thanks in no small part to the deliberately slow pacing and otherwise laid-back nature of the program. We see Kuromi come to grips with her vengeful outlook and self-inflicted spite. We see Uta grow into a girl who truly appreciates her genuine, earnest self, and we see Hiragi struggle with his lifelong apathy in pursuit of a proper dream. And that is one of the show's biggest questions. What is a proper dream? If everything is promised to you, but you want nothing for yourself, what are you? And if darkness should offer you meaning where the shallow tides of love fail, are you not justified in embracing wickedness? What measure is a hero? What measure is a villain? What are dreams to us all? And what are humans to be capable of such great compassion and great darkness alike? And is there still hope? Is it possible that true, unrelenting compassion and adoration might save us all, both from ourselves and from the emptiness which holds our heart?